Okay, welcome back. This is still part of Module 1, Setting Up Your Business. Brian Farmer is with me again.
Hello.
And what I'm going to be doing here is helping you set up we've already set up our identity, so what we're going to do now is we're going to set up some communication. So, Brian, we're going to assume that I'm a big Google fan, guys. Now, there are other ways to do this, but I teach this one way. Brian, log out of that Google account you're logged into.
Mm-hmm.
And just click the drop down.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Brian's going to click sign in up there at Google. Now, if you already have a Google account, go ahead and log in. If you don't, let's create a new Google account. Now, Brian, we want our Google account to be, type in your current email address. That's not going to work. Kill it, start over.
Okay.
Start out at Gmail.
Hold on.
Make sure you're logged out of everything.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and start it. You already started?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tim Harridge here. We're with Brian Farmer.
Hello.
We are going to now continue setting up our business by establishing communication and collaboration tools. So we're going to start out, Brian, by creating a Gmail account. So go ahead and hit Create Account. If you already have a Gmail account, you'll just want to go ahead and log on. But Brian and I are going to create us a new Gmail account.
Okay.
First name for Brian is going to be Farmer. Last name for Brian is going to be Real Space Estate. Capital E. So now when Brian sends someone an email, it will say it is from Farmer Real Estate. This is now Brian's professional email. So what Brian is not going to do is sign up to a bunch of car magazine digest on this email account. Brian's not going to sign up for newsletters that aren't real estate related. This is the email address that when Brian goes to work, Brian is going to use as his work address. Now, those of you that are listening that want to go ahead and establish your own domain name and pay GoDaddy for some email server, watch the GoDaddy introduction here to establish your corporate email. But I'm telling you to start out, this is a simple, easy way to do it. That is my favorite word, free. Mm-hmm. So, desired login name. We're just going to do Farmer RE. We'll just make that Brian's desired login name. Or actually, you're going Farmers, correct, Brian?
Right.
So
correct.
let's make it Farmers RE, all one word, and change the first name up there to Farmers. An S, yeah, because it's Farmers Real Estate.
Got it.
So, Brian's going to choose a password. Brian, go ahead and do that.
Yep. Got it.
Now we're going to go down. Brian will do some security questions. And for this instance, Brian's going to do some things that you guys won't know. Write his own question. He's going to flip that contract. Brian, you'll need to go back and change this later. The answer to flip that contract for Brian is going to be money. And Brian's recovery email will be whatever email address he knows that he has access to. Brian's location is United States, and then his birthday. There you go. You know how old he is. He needs to fill out the CAPTCHA.
Yep. Okay.
Now Brian's going to hit I accept the terms of service. I recommend you read them. And Brian
We have a
now
winner.
has an email address. So he's going to hit show me my account. And now what Brian's going to do in the organization section of this module, you are going to find information about where to store logins and passwords. And Brian's going to make note of what exact email address he picked, and he'll give himself a password hint. Because as you go along, there will be a lot of these. Okay, so Brian's in Gmail. That's all we really need to do here. Now, a couple things of note. Brian will want to download a Gmail app for whatever smartphone he uses. If you don't use a smartphone, that's fine. You don't have to have this app. If you use an Android phone or an iPhone, the Gmail apps really work well together, and you can actually use that as part of your Google Maps, and it will help you in speed productivity. Google has a lot of good tutorials, but the next service with Google we want to use, Brian, is the Google Calendar. So type in google.com/calendar. Guys, we're going to go through all this because you're going to have problems as you're doing this. Okay, so once you get Calendar, Brian's going to put in his password.
Yep.
And he's going to enable Calendar. And the nice thing about this, Brian, is go ahead and select your time zone and everything. Hit continue. Google Calendar is one of those things you can set auto reminders. It will sync between your desktop and your phone. It lets you enter all types of pertinent information. I love Google Calendar.
This is nice.
So I'm going to show Brian real quick. Say Brian now gets a phone call and on July 20th sets up an appointment. So just click over here on the July 20, Brian.
Yep.
Now click, say that appointment's at 2 p.m. Drop down there to the 2 p.m. slot. Click there. You type, look at how, whatever you want, and edit event details. And then I really like this because what happens is, Brian, here you can do you can put how long the event is, where it's at, and if you put the address and you install this calendar app on your phone, when it brings it up, it will actually pull up a map for you.
That's fantastic.
Description. In the description, that's where you want to type the seller's name, phone numbers, all types of information. That way you know you have it on the go, and then you can select your different reminders, email, a pop-up. So if you're logged into Google, it'll actually pop up. If you have a Google Calendar app on your phone, it'll pop up and remind you. I like to set myself a email reminder 3 hours in advance and a pop-up reminder an hour in advance. So Brian, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Will do. 3 hours in advance for the email.
And an hour in advance for the pop-up.
Done.
So you scroll down, you can do some color coding, things like that. You make that, you can make it private, you can make it public. Though that all comes down to your sharing options. The VIP members, you're going to want to make some of this stuff private, and you're going to share your calendar with me at the private address I give you. So scroll down.
It is all the way.
Okay, that's it. So now, hit save at the top. And now, Brian, the neat thing is if you have this app on your phone, now it's on your phone. It's there on Google.
That's great.
If you leave your computer at the office, you've got it there with you at home. So you don't have to worry about losing an address, a name, a phone number, or anything of that nature. So we're good to go there. Now, Brian, we're going to type in google.com/voice. Now, Brian wants a new number. Brian just picks the 972 area code because that's the most common one up around where we live, and he's just going to search numbers. And Brian just gets to pick a number that he can hit next 5. He can just look for a number that's going to be easy for him to remember, but is also, this is the number that he's going to publish on all of his marketing pieces, on his business cards. This is now Brian Farmer's business phone number. Or I should say, Farmer Real Estate Group's phone number.
Thank you, Tim. Yes. Sorry, I'm just going through
No,
these.
no, take your time.
I want
If you want to, you can actually get rid of the area code. And if you want to look and look for a farmer, if you want to look for a phone number available with the word farmer combo in there, there's a 4692 farmer. I mean, that's kind of neat. If you want to get that, you can get that, or you can search for other phone numbers.
That's great. What if I put the S on the end? Would that help that situation out?
No results.
No results. So I'm going to go back to that. I like that. That's a good idea, Tim.
So he can click there. And know what, Brian? You'll never have to worry about forgetting that phone number. It's an easy business phone number to remember.
Whoops. Okay.
So he's going to choose a 4-digit PIN, and he'll change this later. Right now, Brian, just do 2222. 4 twos. Remember to change this stuff so that everybody in our program isn't accessing your voicemail, okay?
Yeah, true.
Go ahead and hit continue. It's creating your account. Okay, now, Brian, let's enter your cell phone number.
Sure.
Now, if you have an answering service, this is where you would actually port and forward this to a different number. If you're out of town, you can change the number it rings to. If you've got a buddy, if you're out of town and you need me to help field your calls, you can just put my number in there as a forwarding number. And the nice thing is, I'm going to show you in a second, you can always track how many calls you get.
That's great.
So, phone type, mobile. He's going to hit continue. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is Brian's phone is about to ring.
Please enter your 10-digit verification code. Thank you. Your account is now active. To record your name and voicemail reading, press 1, or you may hang up and do it later.
He's just going to hang up for demonstration purposes. You guys that are doing this is the time that you want to go ahead and set up your voicemail. And Brian's going to click finish. And guys, just like that, now Brian has a business phone number. He doesn't have an office. He doesn't have any overhead associated with it. But he has a business phone number. This business phone number, Brian can turn it to Do Not Disturb. Brian can forward it to someone else. Brian knows no matter what, if he drops his telephone in the lake tonight, Brian's going to have that business phone number. So it's a great asset. And Brian, you can download the Google Voice app to any smartphone, and you'll be able to read your email, your voicemails for that business line on your cell phone.
Impressive.
So here's the nice thing. If you look over in the left-hand column on this Google Voice menu, Brian, you see you've got voicemails recorded, placed, received, and missed.
Mm-hmm.
This is important because let's go into the settings menu here at the top. More actions. I'm sorry, it's over here underneath. You click the drop down and you go to account settings. You go down to voice. Okay, it's being difficult.
Try it again. Here.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, voice settings. Okay, so you don't want to forward them to Google Chat. You are forwarding them to your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. Go to voice and text, Brian. If you're like me, this is where you can re-record your greeting. You can record your name. And what happens is, like, if you hit record new, Brian,
Yeah.
go ahead. Don't be shy. You can click that drop down. Click mobile. Hit connect. And I love this because what will happen here in just a second, Brian's going to get a phone call. Hold on to that, Brian. Answer that.
When you are finished, press pound.
Say your name.
Brian Farmer.
Your current spoken name is? Your name? Brian Farmer. To keep this recording, press 1. To re-record, press 2. Please say your name after the tone. When you are finished, press pound.
Brian Farmer.
There we go.
Your current spoken name is Ryan Farmer. To keep this recording, press 1. To re-record, name saved. Goodbye.
There we go. So Brian just recorded his name. Now he can do text forwarding. He can forward voicemails to his email address, his Gmail account, via text message. He can change his PIN here. Click on Calls, Brian. This is a neat function. Now, call screening. We want to turn this off. We don't want to screen people. Confirm.
Oh, sorry.
Now, here's what we want to do. We want to display the Google Voice number. What this does, Brian, is this now, every time someone calls your business line and it forwards to your cell phone, it will come up that 4692 Farmer. So
Oh, okay.
You can program that phone number in your phone, so then every time that phone number pops up, you know it's game time.
Yeah.
You're not wondering who it is. You know it's game time. And you don't have to worry about not having their phone number on caller ID because Google Voice is going to keep track of all of that for you.
Beautiful.
So, the next is when you get a voicemail. When I text a Google Voice number from one of my forwarding phones, you don't change anything. You can enable Do Not Disturb for 2 hours, say if you're going to an important meeting. You place missed calls in the inbox. Go ahead and check that. And send missed calls to my email. The reason you want to do that is if you miss a call or someone's call, because you're only using this to get motivated seller leads.
Right.
So when you miss a call from someone that wants to sell you your house, you want to know about it quick.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you want the notification. You want that text message. You want that email.
Great.
So go ahead and save the changes. And here you can go back into settings and click on groups. You can create different groups of contacts that will forward to different phone numbers.
Huh.
You can do all kinds of neat things within Google Voice. And I use Google Voice exclusively for my Heritage Homes marketing. I don't put my cell phone number on it. And that way when it pops up, Brian, and it says Heritage Homes, I know I got a live one, so to speak.
Sure.
And then the nice thing is if you click over here in Received, right now it doesn't show anything, but even phone calls that you answer, that you receive, it will keep track of them here. When you miss them, it will keep track of them here. When you get a voicemail, it'll keep track of them there, so you know
Sure.
that you don't. You know that you're going to get the most out of every lead phone call you get.
That's great.
So that covers Google Email, Gmail. It covers Google Calendar, and it covers Google Voice. And I highly recommend you use Google and the Google Calendar, Google Voice. The integration is great. Okay, now that you've got all these integration tools, what we're going to do, Brian, is we're going to set up a YouTube account. And I really don't care if anyone has a YouTube account already or not, because the point is, unless you're already actively advertising properties for sale, you need to go ahead and establish a whole new YouTube channel. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to youtube.com, youtube.com. Now, once you go to youtube.com, you need to look in the upper right-hand and see if you're already logged in. You go ahead and hit sign out, Brian, because you're logged in as Flip That Contract.
Yep.
And now, let's sign in and see what you guys are going to realize is Google was recent, or YouTube has been acquired by Google. So you just type in your username, which is Farmers RE Group, right?
Farmers Real Estate
Group. Kind of long. And then your password. And now, ta-da! That Gmail address, that business account of yours, Brian.
Wow.
So, hit back. No. So apparently, Brian, your username was a little too long. So let's just try Farmers Real Estate. You have to tell it if you're a male or not. Are you sure?
Apparently so.
Okay. So there you go. Now you have a YouTube channel. So Brian, click on the drop down up there where it says Farmers Real Estate.
Yep.
Go down here to Settings. You're going to want to upload a picture of yourself. I don't know if you have any on your computer or not.
Nope.
Go over here to Profile Setup on the left-hand side. Now, this is where a lot of investors, Brian, get lazy. And I want to tell you, take the time to tell the public about yourself here.
Okay.
I mean, and you tell them all about you're a real estate investor in the Dallas area. You buy and sell houses to other investors. Please subscribe to my channel to know about any available, to see videos of all the houses I buy.
Okay.
And then you'll put your website in there. And the website you put in here, Brian, is very tricky because how are you going to be using this channel primarily?
Business.
No, to sell houses.
Oh, to sell. Yeah.
So you want to put your investor squeeze page in there, not, you don't want to put your buyer squeeze page. I mean, your seller squeeze page. So, since we don't know what that's going to be yet because we haven't bought our domains, we're going to leave that blank. But you need to make sure that you go in and spend the time to fill this out. And then go to Playback Setup. Always just leave that alone. Email options. Let it send you as many updates as you can. Activity sharing. This is where once we set you up a Facebook, Twitter account, you're going to link these accounts to this profile. Go into privacy. You want to leave this open. This is not a personal account. This is business. You want people to find you, and you want people to be able to do as much as possible. Manage account. This is just where if there's any other authorized sites and things you want to link, you put in there. So now you're going to go up. I want everyone to go up to you in the search bar and type in "flip that contract," all one word. So go ahead, you see all of our Flip That Contract videos, but go ahead and click on where it says Flip That Contract right there. That'll take you to our channel. Now, do me a favor, click subscribe. You want to be emailed about every new upload, and hit update. Folks, this is how we're going to know whether or not you set up a YouTube channel. So please, make sure you set up a YouTube channel and subscribe to our link. And that's it. That's how you set up a YouTube channel, and that's how you use all the Google services. Anything that requires a Google sign-in that is about your business, you want to use this address. There you go.